Hi, this is Catherine Roseland with Board Game Geek. I'm sitting here at René Fabreau from Lookout Games, and he's here to talk about Grand Austria Hotel.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Grand Austria Hotel, the new big release for Essen from Lookout Games this year. The game plays in the beginning of 20th century in Austria, and as the name already suggests, we are the owner of a little hotel with a little coffee house attached.
Very nice.
So, just in general, the game works as follows. The winner is who has the most victory points, of course. And the flow is that we have here our customers or our guests at the end of the day. We draw them into our coffee house. We have to fulfill their orders, and afterwards we can place them into our hotel.
Happy guests mean that they want to stay for a little while longer, right?
No, once we have moved in, we will stay there until the end of the game.
Okay.
And maybe a bit in more detail. So we have here our 5 guests. We draw at the beginning of each turn. We play in general 7 rounds. Each round, each player has 2 turns or 2 actions to perform. And before doing that, the player, if he has open slots, draws one client or one guest. They have their different needs. So some need only coffee, some need red wine and strudel. And we have different kind of guests. So we have the royals, we have artists, we have tourists. And the royals, for example, are with the requirement to have a blue room open, and the red citizens need red rooms. Only the tourists are really easy guests because they take just
pretty
the
much
room which
anything.
is free.
As long as they get a room, they're happy, right?
Right. Yeah. And once we've placed them into our coffee house, we do our real action. So we have here our action board, where we have before each round we're going to throw all dices, and then we just order them according to their number. And the number of dice per action determines how much you get from this action. So let's take maybe here this example. We have here the action take red wine and or coffee. And we have here 3 dice on this action. That means we can take up to 3 cubes of these goods, but always more red wine as coffee. If I would like to do this action, I just take 3 cubes, and afterwards I take the dice and place it on my or beside of my board. That means I've performed an action. The actions go, the starting player starts, and when we go one way, and then we go the same way back.
Okay.
Here we have to mention that there's an option to pass, but passing does not mean that we are after this round. It just means we shift our action to the end of the game, or to the end of the round actually.
So that you can wait and see what others do and then sweep everything in at the end.
Yeah, and maybe, let's say I will need a strudel, and there are no dices in there. I can wait or can shift my action until the end of this round. And then all dices will be rolled again and distributed again. And then I can do my last action, exactly.
Okay.
So I have 2 actions per round at all times. So
now, if I were to take this action after you've done it, that means I only get 2 instead of 1?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So that means the actions become worse and worse.
Exactly.
So then let's say I got here my guests, I place them onto my coffee house. I have, let's say, fulfilled these. Actually, we need the guest here right below. So let's say, I have this guest. This guest needs 2 pieces of cake. Let's say I got it here on my board. I place it on this order. Then I take these 2 cubes away. I will receive these victory points. Okay, I mean for the time being there are no victory points for that guest. And now he can move into a room. Here I got a free room in red. That means I just
take the token off the board?
Take the token. No, I just turn it around because now it means the room is occupied. And at the end of the day, you receive victory points for occupied rooms, always depending on the floor level we have. And
this guest goes away then, or?
Yeah, this guest goes away. But before I will receive here this bonus. So that means I get a free glass of red wine and free cash extra.
And then each of the guests have their own, this one gives 7 points.
Yeah, this gives you...
Has a special ability, it looks like?
And that means this guest moves into a room, and I'm now allowed to flip a room tile from another room for free.
Oh,
because
okay.
I always would like to have my hotel as occupied as possible. So this is the main actions. This is the main target of the game. In order to get some support, we have here our staff cards, which are here right below. Our staff supports us for preparing the rooms, for getting additional goods. Some
adding a little bonuses.
Some of them have only play or game end effects, which is extra victory points. There are many different opportunities or options on these staff cards.
How many players is it for?
It's for 2 to 4 players. However, on the first play, we propose to play it with 2 or 3 because of your side actions. It's called side actions, but I would call it hotel management, because always here placing cubes on the guests, letting guests move into the rooms, playing or paying money for something, collect your bonus, all that stuff takes a lot of time if you're not used to it, so you have to find your way into that game.
So it's better to have your first game with 2 or 3 until people get used to the game, and then
because otherwise your downtime would just be too much.
Yes, exactly. How long does the game typically take to play?
I mean it's a once game, so I would say 10, 12 and up. And the game will take around about 90 minutes. First game, I would say 2 hours. But it's the same as with all games.
Yeah, of course.
So,
great. Very nice, bright colors and really nice art.
Yeah, there's maybe just one little thing. I mean, we are now in the beginning of the 20th century, so there's still the emperor of Austria. And we always have to satisfy his requirements, or we have to make them happy or to impress him. Because 3 times in the game we have this emperor scoring. We can see right here. And afterwards, if you fulfill the requirements of the emperor, you will get either a bonus or a penalty, always depending on the
whether or not you fulfill the requirements or not.
Right, exactly.
So that's 3 times. So that's something you're working against 3 times during the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
That is the Grand Austria Hotel from Lookout Games.
Thank you very much.